And it's going to be the DHL Coletta Motorsports machine over there on the left side for the folks at RevChem. CMR Construction and Roofing. And Shawn Langdon lining up over here on the right side for R&L Carriers. And they are also recruiting here on site. Got a CDL and you're looking to make a change, go by and talk to them. They might just have what you're looking for. Josh Hart waits patiently on the right side and Shawn Langdon on the left. We're checking out the racetrack on the top end. I see a lot of green lights, and I hope that means we're going to be firing up soon.
Clay, have you gotten to hang out with Josh Hart at all?
Yes, I have a little bit. Very cool guy. Car guy. I'm a car guy. We all know that. And I know he does a lot of really, really neat things. And I have not been to his place in Florida, if that's where you were headed, but I've certainly, checked in online about it.
Well, definitely. And on the rear wing, on the back of the rear wing, it says anything's possible. And Josh really started with, very little, nothing, like $300, him and Brittany, and they went out there and made something spectacular. And now we're all kind of reaping the benefits, those of us that like to see another top fuel car out there.
100%. They've done a wonderful job. I mean, he still doesn't have a ton of laps in a top fuel car, but he's done magnificent at it.
I started with $300 and now I'm $5,000 in a hole.
Exactly. But he was 1 for 1. He won his first race.
Yeah, that was crazy. It took me 19 years and 250-something races to make that happen over here.
Well, that's because you didn't start at Gainesville.
Well, that's true. That's true. I will say this. Josh Hart's car definitely was down on engine RPM on the burnout there. Should not affect anything long as it didn't drag the clutch too much when he stepped off the throttle at the end of the burnout.
Yeah, he's working with Ron Douglas, and that's a guy that's been around this game a long, long time. And Ron Douglas is another guy that I like, and it seems like most of the crew chiefs have the trait. They never get real high. They never get real low. You understand how difficult this stuff is to do. You understand that you're not going to win every week. You go out there and you set the national record, and it's like, yeah, okay, that was all right. You go out there and you smoke the tires, and you can't get down on yourself either. You just got to keep thinking about the next run. Jason McCullough over on the DHL side of the racetrack. He's the one that makes the final call on the yellow car for Conrad and Company. .904. Look at the difference in speed. 313 for Shawn. 3.908. 281 miles an hour for Josh Hart. Now, Josh certainly had some happy pipes down there, but he shut off, 150 feet, 200 feet before the finish line and gave up 30-plus miles an hour.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's some ET there, but not nearly as much as you may think. But we kind of look at that as like 10 mile an hour, 100. So that's, a few hundreds there. That's kind of what we always look at. And, it's hard. A lot of the teams out here use, a shut-off system, a counter, so to speak. The car will go wide open for however many feet they have that set up at. And, you try not to necessarily run the thing right to 1,000 feet because it wants to run 1,000 feet, and that's about it.
Yeah, the wick is set precisely to where it needs to be. But Josh goes down there 3.908 at 281. And coming in off our big runner-up out there at the Summit Racing Equipment NHRA Nationals, looking for more. Had some gremlins early on in the year. Seemed to have fought them off. And so now looking for more.
Norwalk was definitely huge for Josh Hart. There's a huge R&L Carrier, facility right across the street there. And I know he had a ton of people there. And he did a good job. That's a great way when your sponsor's right across the street from the racetrack to keep them entertained all day long.